Ladies and gentlemen, my matcha is so far away from me, and you can't even see it. It's like in my cute little anthropology cup. Love. I spilled some in it, which is low-key been my biggest fear. It got on my hoodie. It's okay. I have shout, so I'll do a little bit of shout, but low-key my biggest fear, which, knock on wood, I don't want to manifest any of that vibes, but like, my carpet is cream, this chair is white, the pillows are white, I'm wearing a white outfit, and I'm just chilling here with matcha. But anywho, welcome back to the podcast, guys. This is like one of the first times where I'm actually filming and it's daylight and it's the morning and I have energy, and I'm also just like, I think I have energy because I'm hyped up for us to discuss. This is gonna be my first ever like full-length podcast movie review, and I'm excited to get into this. Like, we're gonna do so many more of these, and then like TV reviews, book reviews. I'm hype and I'm excited. And we're just gonna jump straight in, right? Should we jump? It's Christmas Eve while I'm filming this. So that means nothing to you. That means nothing to you. So yeah, we're just gonna jump in. Avatar, Fire and Ash. Welcome to my review / thoughts / think piece / everything on Avatar, Fire and Ash. The third, are we at 3? Yeah, the third movie of the Avatar franchise by the one and only James freaking Cameron. So crazy how long we've been on this ride. When did the first one come out? Like 2009? I remember the first Avatar, I was literally, well, I don't actually really remember it. All I remember is that I saw it in Las Vegas. Why was I in Las Vegas? And I was literally, 2009. Okay, so I was born in 2002, right? 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 7 years. So I was, guys. So I was 7, 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 7 years since I was born. So I was 7. I was 7 when I first saw the first Avatar. I saw it in Las Vegas because for some reason my family was in Las Vegas, and don't remember a bit of seeing it that first time around, but obviously it's like as time goes on, you just see it a bunch of times on reruns. So there's that. And then, what was it, last year? Way of the Water? Last year or 2 years ago? Last year. Y'all, the years are freaking me the frick out. But yeah, an adult seeing Way of the Water. So I remember that one. And now we're here, Fire and Ash, 23, and me. Yeah, I went to see it yesterday with my mom. So these are like my fresh thoughts, like immediately. Like, I pulled out my notes app, was taking my notes. I asked my mom her thoughts. She really enjoyed it. But we're going to get into my thoughts, and we're just going to start it right off with my rating, so there's no surprises here. I rated Avatar, Fire and Ash a 2.5 out of 5 stars. My rating system is out of 5 stars, but do I really understand it? Sometimes no. But that was kind of like me saying, I don't know. That was like me being like, meh. And then there was a lot to unpack, okay? And before I get into a review, I'm always scared of like giving any form of art like bad thoughts and bad reviews, because I feel like if I don't like art, I like to just kind of like keep quiet, because like, you know, that's somebody's expression, that's somebody's art, and like somebody poured a lot of time into this. Like, James Cameron really loves this world and these films, and I love the world and the films as well. This film, I just feel like didn't resonate as highly as for me as it did as the other two films did. So wanted to preface that, also prefacing that I'm just a 23-year-old with a film degree. I'm not James Cameron. He's a billionaire and he does this for a living. I'm not even in the film industry yet, so who am I? You know what I'm saying? And also, of course, these are just my thoughts. I'm not like gonna come for you if you loved the movie. Like, slay, I love that. So don't come for me, okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, it goes both ways. I'm not gonna come for you, you don't come for me. Just hear my thoughts, and then if you resonate, you resonate. If you don't, you don't. And also, appreciate art. Like, I appreciate everybody that was involved in the film, costumed, like, actors, all of that stuff. Like, so many people poured so much into this, so we always have to acknowledge that first, that even if I didn't like a film, I still acknowledge and honor, and I'm like, hype for the people that participated in the making of this artistic piece. Let's get into it. We're gonna start off with the good, because I love to compliment Sandwich, and I just feel really bad talking about negative things like right off the bat. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna start off with the good things. The vibes were slay. So slay. And I feel like that's always kind of the vibe of Avatar. It's just so vibes. Like, it's just ultimate crazy amazing vibes. The world of Pandora. Is it Pandora? Pandora? Panera? Pomora? It's Pandora, correct? I think it's Pandora. The world of Pandora. I'm just going to start saying the world, because I actually don't know if that's its name. It's a planet, right? Yeah, it's a planet. It is so beautiful. It's one of my favorite worlds to go back into. It's just like stunning. It is so stunning visually. The effects and the graphics and the CGI of this entire film is just obviously, like, it's insane and it's amazing. And I think, like, it's just so immersive and it's so detailed, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just like one of those, it's just like a cool ass movie. Like, it's just a cool ass vibe. It's kind of just like, you know, when you go to see like an action blockbuster movie, and it's like, okay, you're kind of just there for the vibes. You're kind of just there to like see people shoot stuff in like slow motion and like big explosions. Like, that's how I felt about this film, and I do love a good explosion and great effects. I love that energy. I also, going into that within the world of allegedly Pandora, I need to figure that out. Going into that world, I love this world that James Cameron has created. I love that it's so detailed, and I also love that each movie we get to see different cultures. Like, truly, I just love this entire concept of like a different planet, and then like learning the entire ecosystem and livelihood of a different planet. Like, in the first movie, we meet the Na'vi just as a general species, but we're only meeting like a subculture of the Na'vi, and like one of many subcultures of the Na'vi, like the forest people, and they have a completely different way of life. And that's why I really loved Way of the Water, because that was like the first time that we got to see like, okay, within a species, how do different subcultures operate based on the geographical place that they're in, right? Like, based on like their environment and circumstances, like how does that impact their development, and then also their biology, and then the type of culture that's created. Love that so much, because I feel like it's just like, I don't know, it's like, I love evolution. I just feel like it's just so sciencey, but it's science. It's truly science fiction. Like, and I think that's why science fiction is so cool, because it's so real and it's so realistic, but it's like, they're blue and they have tails. So it's like, duh, but like, I love it. I love the cultures. I love how every culture also has its own different traditions. Like, everything is very, very thought out. And I also love, how intricate we go with the animals. Well, I guess the animal species. Yeah, we could consider the animal species in the second movie, and then this third movie as well. I think with the first movie, it was mainly about the flying ones. What are those ones called? The flying species. It was more about the aerial species, because, you know, we're in the forest, and then we got to learn in the second movie about all of these aquatic species, and we got to meet the Tolkien, right? That's their name, right? The Tolkien. There's so many words here, guys, that I'm probably gonna F up, because it's like a whole nother language. But we got to meet the Tolkien, and I'm obsessed with them. Okay, I'm absolutely obsessed with them. I know that they're kind of like, you know, they have the vibes of like whales, and they're kind of based around whales, like the whole matriarchal setup of their ecosystem, and, you know, the fact that they're like extremely empathetic and feeling beings, like very much giving whale energy, and like the fact that they're so big, and that they're like can be so destructive but are actually just so peaceful, gives whale energy. And we love whales on Earth, you know, at least I do. Hunters would disagree, but whatever. Love the Tolkien, and I love their story arc. Their story arc is actually one of my favorites, because it's so deep of them going from a species that, since the beginning of their dawn, is a non-violent, peaceful species, and they're faced with a moment in history where it's like make or break evolution. It's like either they evolve and they become violent and they fight back, or they die out completely. And that's like fucking crazy. Like, that's insane. And I love the way that they bond with the like Na'vi people in the like water aquatic tribe. Their culture. And then, okay, so Fire and Ash, I enjoyed meeting this new, what are they specifically called? Varang's crew, right? Our villain, Varang. What was there a name for it? Guys, I'm so sorry. But anyways, I really, really loved meeting their crew and seeing how their culture is completely different. And although they are the same species, how things can look so different just based off of geography. Because that's literally the only difference, right? Varang tells the story of why her fire people are the way that they are. And it's literally just because a volcano ruined their forest. But it's like, that is how culture is created. Like, the culture is created out of survival based on what the earth and what the land provides, and then you make it from there. So her being like, well, the fire came down and burnt my forest, and it ruined, it took our food, and we were starving, and then I figured out how to manipulate the fire and use it for power. And then her kind of rejection of Awa from that, because she saw the fire coming down and then her people starving as Awa not coming to help. And like, that in itself creates a culture. But where does this all derive from? A volcano ended up creating an entire subculture of a species. Crazy. Like, that to me is like the coolest thing. Just like crazy ass origin story. So I like their culture, and I like how it's just like it looked like when Colonel Quaritch went to go visit Varang, and just seeing the different ways that they live versus the aquatic tribe or the forest tribe, and like seeing that was just like it was just so cool. I really love that. I love those details, and I feel like James Cameron really pays attention to those. Even the different clothing that they use, and like the different markings that they put on their body, or the different ways that they fight, is just like the details. I love that. I love that so much. Oh, and then what was the other new one that we learned about was the flying species. What, I forgot what the name of the flying animal species is, but when we kind of got that peek into like the flying subculture of the Na'vi species, and I'm like, okay, wait, like there's like a whole little subculture of people that fly in the air, but like not on the little dragon looking things. Like, they fly in the air on these like ships with these, but it's not ships, but it's like ships with the animals. Like, it's just like, and there's so much and like so far that James Cameron can go, because it's literally an entire planet, and he could just keep creating subcultures and subcultures and subcultures, and I would eat up each and every single freaking one, because every time we get introduced to a new species or animal, I'm eating it the frick up. Okay, moving on. My other pro and good thing about this movie, Jake Sully and Kiri. Jake Sully and Kiri. Still my two favorite characters from this movie, and they really are just the core. They're the core of this film, because they're just badasses, dude. Like, Neytiri especially, I love how it's like, just don't piss her off. I love how she just goes full throttle, like so murderous. And I loved like towards the end of this movie when she had her moment to like go save Jake, and she was just like picking up my bow, like I'm coming back to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, getting over her grief, or not getting over her grief, but like moving through her grief process. And then we see her kind of indifferent and checked out to the whole fighting aspect in the beginning of the movie, and then towards the end, and like that moment at the end when when she goes to rescue Jake, which wasn't even really the end, dude. We'll get into that. Just seeing her just come back to full movie 1 level Neytiri, loved that. Like, I just love when she's on her boat and she's just like fully like taking no freaking prisoners. She's like tighten up. I also really enjoyed her beef with Spider this entire film. Yeah, because kind of felt, but again, we'll get into that. And Jake freaking Sully. Jake Sully is my favorite character. First of all, hot. Jake, walk him down. Taruk Makto Sully, hot. He's so freaking hot, dude. Like, and it's just so casual, and he's just like, dude, I don't even know what it is. But every scene that they were in and like they were fighting, it just gives like badassery. They have like that scene where it's just the two of them and they're walking in slow-mo, and like Jake is now back to being Taruk Makto, and like Neytiri's like walking beside him like, yeah, period, bitch, my man's Taruk Makto. What's yours? Oh, your man flies a regular animal? No. My man flies Taruk. So, loved that. I love them. And, what else? Also, genuinely, I think my favorite scene out of this entire film was towards the end, when Jake is flying on Taruk. That's such a terrible way to pronounce that animal's name. Taruk. When Jake is flying on Taruk. Taruk. It's like so Valley Girl. Like, I'm gentrifying the frick out of this fictional world. But when Jake is flying on Taruk, girl, take it, leave it. And then Taruk falls, and, he's down. But then when all the characters are like getting back up, when Jake's getting back up, and then Taruk gets back up, and he was like high-key aura farming, which I love. And he like gets up, he stretches his wings, and then he just roars. And then all you see is just all of these flying, like, what are they called? I hate that I don't know what they're called. I just keep calling them like little dragons. But all these little dragons just start flying. Because he called the host. He said, y'all, I thought I was going to do this on my own. Tighten up. Pull up. He said, me and my gang, pull up. Oh, fuck. Sorry. No singing. That was my favorite scene. And when they all just pulled up and immediately were like down for business. Yes. Dude, it's the way that I didn't even clock that my mic turned off. But anyways, I was saying that now I gotta keep an eye on you. I was saying that the last thing that I enjoy about Avatar is the topics that it touches on. But then I was also like, low-key, that's also in my negatives column. But I was basically saying that the Tolkien storyline is one of my favorite storylines in the entire franchise, and I know we were just introduced to them in Way of the Water, but like the concept of like it's so, and this is why I love like science fiction and fantasy, because it really just goes to show that like none of this is fake. Like, nothing about science fiction and fantasy is fake. It's just like the way that it's presented and packaged to you is the fantastical aspect. But these are all real things that are happening now and that we've experienced and are currently experiencing, and like all of these things. And like the whole vibe with the Tolkien, I'm like, ooh, like this greedy ass, greasy ass, white ass hunter man being like, oh, I want my $100 billion, so I'm gonna slaughter a whole species. Humans are actually so annoying. Humans are genuinely they're so freaking annoying. And I went on a whole rant, and I wish that my mic was freaking recording, because I was literally just like pissed, because the audacity, first of all, the Tolkien don't even have, they're like, and obviously we do this in real life, and it's so stupid. Like, the fact that like animals have no concept of money and we just put price tags on them, we're so irritating. Like, who are we to decide that like a cow is worth this much amount of money when their whole ecosystem of life has like nothing to do with money? And we're just like, no, but like we're just gonna be like, oh, you're worth this much, and then like just like take control. Like, we just decided that we're higher than thou and that we're above them, and we're just going to like take control and then like sell them. Humans have such an obsession with slavery, and it's actually sickening. But anyways, yeah, so the Tolkien storyline is so deeply sad. Every time it comes on my screen and I see that stupid ass white man, I'm so glad that he's dead now. I see him like shoot one of those Tolkien mothers in the stomach. You're dumb. You're dumb. Like, you're actually dumb. Like, they're like, oh, and that's like our dumb thing, because it's like, first of all, like, money is like a man-made social construct. So it's like we base the fact that we're killing our own planet and our own like familial ecosystem and like animal ecosystem, we're killing it based off of a fake thing that we created that we don't even, you get what I'm saying? Like, the concept of like making like rhinos or elephants or just animals in general go extinct because you want to hunt them, because you put a price tag on like tusks and all of these things, when it's like, but that's a man-made construct. So like, you're taking something that's real, like animals are real, the animal ecosystem is real, and you're gonna kill that for something that was made up only like thousands of years ago and isn't nearly as old as the earth itself and these animals themselves. Walk with me, because you're not. Yeah. So I just love that, and I think it is a little bit, we'll get into that with the negatives, okay? Let's get into the negatives. We can start with the first one. Why do we keep leaving Took alone? Why do we keep leaving Took alone? Your parents ask you one job. They ask you one job every single time. And mind you, there were like 4 battles in this movie. Why they ask you the only thing that, first of all, Loak, the only thing that your dad ever asks you, protect your sisters. What do you always do? Leave your sisters alone. Mind you, you're leaving your sisters alone in war when they can get kidnapped, and you're seeing clear as day that they keep getting kidnapped. And my issue with this now is that it feels like leaving Took alone is like the main plot point to get conflict going and like to get characters to need to go places. It's always like, oh no, Dad, look, they have Took. And it's like, well, yeah, duh, because you're here, Loak, and you were supposed to be watching Took, and now Took is took because you weren't watching Took. And finally, I loved that I actually cackled. That was like the moment in the movie when I cackled towards the end when Spider like saves Took after they like go down in like that one of the final battles, and like they go down and then they connect with the spirit world, and then they all 3 of them go together to meet Awa wait 1 second, my laundry's gonna piss me off. With the power of friendship, they're like, we shall meet Awa, yeah. And then after that, when like, you know, they float to the surface, and then Spider's like, well, where's Kiri? First of all, who are you asking that to? Because Took doesn't know. She doesn't know, so why are you asking that? And then he's like, well, I'm gonna go find Kiri. And then Took is finally like, can you stop leaving me alone? But as she says it, he literally leaves her alone. And that, honestly, one of my biggest things with movies is like, I hate when a plot device is repeated a lot of times. And this may be like nitpicky, but it was just like, it feels like, oh, in the second movie, it was chill because this was the first time we were introduced to the kids, right? So the whole plot device of the kids keep getting kidnapped, therefore now we need Jake Sully and Neytiri to do things to rescue them. I got that vibe in the first film in the second film, because we were new to them. So this was the first time we were really kind of seeing this vibe in action. We were getting to know the characters, and we were getting to know the children, and like we understood their dynamics. We understand, okay, Loak's gonna fuck up and make a mistake and like do something he's not supposed to do. It's gonna get the entire group in trouble, and then it's gonna get all of the kids kidnapped, and then Jake Sully is gonna be like, Neytiri, we need to go get our kids, so let's go to war. The wars always start because of the kids. I get it, you love your kids, but okay. And that was the vibe of the second movie, and it was the first time we experienced that, so I was chill with it. seeing it again, like happening exactly the same way in the third movie definitely did frustrate me. And I was like, I think halfway through the movie, or even kind of like a little bit in the beginning of the movie, I was just like, okay, like I've seen this happen before. Like, what did we learn and what has changed? Because Loak is still making reckless decisions. And some say that he did change and that he did have character development, but I don't know, because he's still leaving his sisters alone. And he's still leaving his sisters alone. And I think that he had that moment with Jake Sully at the end where, like, Jake was like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. But Jake, you said that, and then 5 minutes later, you turn around and your wife and your daughter are kidnapped again because your son didn't babysit his sister properly. I don't know. Just food for thought. Like, that was just my thought process. So it was also, I don't know, guys. It just, like, frustrated me around this second time around watching this third movie. And it just feels like the driving force is just like, we had kids and now our kids keep fucking up. So we need to keep going to war because our kids keep getting freaking taken. And, like, now we need to keep going to rescue our kids. You know, like, I think I would wish more so that in this movie, the kids were able to, like, get themselves out of situations, or the kids didn't really need to be rescued. And we kind of maybe learned that, like, okay, the kids can get kidnapped, but they can fight their way out. They don't need mommy and daddy to rescue them. But I didn't get that energy. I got that they, you know what I'm saying? Like, the first time that, you know, the kids are on the run and they're running from Varang, and then Varang, you know, catches up to them, and, you know, they're sat there, and then it's like, okay, so, but, like, what would have happened in this situation if Jake Sully, first of all, wasn't your daddy and didn't show up? Like, yes, you would be dead. So it's just like, I'm tough with that one, dude. I'm really tough with the, like, let's kidnap Took plot device. Or, like, let's kidnap Kiri. Or, like, let's kidnap. Everybody's kidnapping. Are we not sick? There were, like, 7 different kidnappings in this film. And then you just keep, like, kidnapping them, getting them back. Getting them. Put them on a leash. And don't let them leave the home. I feel like we probably need some more strict parenting happening here. I don't know. Like, that was just, like, my thought on that. So I did really feel bad for Took because she can't get a good damn babysitter in this economy. I mean, it is hard to get a babysitter in the war, but, like, shit. First of all, you keep leaving her alone, and, like, she's probably so damn scared, just sat there. Like, what is she doing? Okay, so, like, you're off, you know, shooting guns, whatever. And then your sister's just, like, sat in the corner, like, all alone. Like, first of all, she's tiny. She's okay. Anyways. Also, Spider. I know there's been a lot of, like, mixed thoughts and opinions on the importance and, like, kind of revolving around Spider in this film. I personally was not a big fan of it, just in the way that it was executed, because it felt a bit confusing, but one of my main quandaries with it is that I felt like this movie was 3 hours long of a custody battle between Jake Sully and Colonel Quaritch over Spider. It literally just felt like they were trying to figure out who's the daddy. And they were, like, rotating weekends back and forth. They were like, no, I'll have him. No, I'll have him. No, I'll have him. No, I'll have him. No, I'll kill him. You can't kill him. No, I'll kill him. No, I want to kill him. No, I'll kill him. You know what I'm saying? It just felt like that. And I'm just like, Spider? Like, I don't know, dude. Like, it just felt like, and I understood towards the end that, like, Jake Sully needed to get Spider back once Kiri did the whole, well, now you can breathe the Na'vi air. That, I enjoyed that plot point for the simple fact of getting into the whole aspect of, like, biological warfare. Like, if we take it there, I freaking vibe with that, because that put me so on edge, because as soon as the humans kidnapped Spider, I was like, absolutely, they're going to be studying the frick out of this to make sure, like, how they can get humans to breathe the air, and then also how they can, like, freaking genetically modify weapons and superhumans out of this shit. Like, I was like, oof, this is intense. But I don't really care, like, whose daddy you are. Like, I don't know. I don't care. Like, Jake Sully, you have one died, but you have 3 kids. 3 kids. I mean, one adoptee, but that's still your daughter. You have 3 kids. Now you have another adoptee. Now you have the way of the water queen woman's little baby. I mean, she has a daddy, but like, you have so many kids, Jake Sully. Maybe you should give Colonel Courage 1. Like, he doesn't even have 1. Maybe we should not be greedy. Maybe you should just give up the custody. I don't know. And Courage was pretty nice to him. Courage is always nice to Spider. Like, he's always nice to Spider. So, like, I think weekdays at Courage's house wouldn't be that bad. But that just is what it felt like to me, sitting in that chair for the full 3 hours. It just felt like a back and forth of, like, fighting over who Spider gets to call dad, and it just didn't feel like that important to me when we had a lot of other bigger issues to discuss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, humans are trying to colonize this planet. Like, I don't know. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Also, Kiri. I never want to, like, sound like I'm just a hater, but I also think I just really don't like Kiri's character. I just really don't like Kiri's character because, sorry. I'm just confused. Like, I'm not confused. Like, I know what's happening, and, like, I know what her character is and, like, what she does. But, like, okay, so we're a clone of Sigourney Weaver's character, right? So we're a clone, but you were immaculately conceived by Awa. Awa impregnated you by putting you into Sigourney Weaver's body to then do what? We don't know yet. But so you don't have a daddy, and you're a clone, and you're technically like the daughter of God. And Awa. And so you have 2 mommies. I love that. Women love women. Love that. But it's losing me. The plot line of it is losing me. It's giving like we're setting her up to be the chosen one type arc, but I don't know if I really resonate with that, at least with where it's going right now. I don't know. I may turn back around when the 4th movie comes out in like 2030, but it's losing me right now because the roots and the core of the Avatar franchise felt like it was a discussion on colonization and how indigenous people battle against that, and like, you know, like the things with that. But now it's like clone of human woman, and then you see how, are you walking with me? It just felt like a lot. And I understand, like, I think her character is cool, like the magic that she has and the vibe that she has, like she is completely connected to just the entire ecosystem of this entire planet. Like, that's insane. Like, that's really dope. But I think the issue here is that I'm just waiting to see why. I'm waiting to see the payoff, and I'm waiting to see like what was the reason. Like, did we just do this because it's a cool thing? And I don't think so. Like, I trust that James Cameron is an amazing writer and that there's a reason, but I just think the build up here is taking a long time. I think I would have preferred if in this movie we got some more answers on why, because I left the movie frustrated that we spent so much time on her obsessing over Awa, and I'm just like, okay, like, let's cut to the chase. Like, okay, now we saw Awa's face. First of all, Awa looks like AI. Did she not look human to y'all? So now I'm like confused. I thought Awa was gonna be Sigourney Weaver, and then I was like, that would have really pissed me the frick off, because it's giving we gentrified their entire planet. Like, what is happening? Like, what do you mean their god is human? Like, you know? But we didn't really get to see the face, and then I don't know, like, Awa's like shutting her out, but then Awa's not shutting her out, and like she just like got the magic on her own. Like, is she Awa? Like, I don't freaking know. But I did love the conversation of like spirituality and the use of that for grief within this movie, and like the dichotomy, like how Jake Sully is like the type of person that like moves through grief, and he needs to do things, and he needs to take action, and like he doesn't necessarily resonate with the concept of like like praying and you know, seeking out a spiritual being or like the spiritual ancestors or a godlike figure for comfort in a moment of grief. And then we got to see that dichotomy with Neytiri, who needs that and who values that. And we saw that a lot throughout the film, where that the queen water woman, I'm so sorry, I forgot her name, but how she, like, every time before a battle, she would do her prayer ritual, and then we saw Kiri kind of like join in and be like, you know, I'm coming to pray. Like, I loved that, and I love that we got to see kind of parallels and connections between how different people cope, and that they're both valuable, right? And I really appreciated that. But the whole Kiri thing is starting to feel less like a spiritual faith and more like, yo, so like, is she gonna grow wings and start flying? Like, I'm just like, it's losing me a bit. And then like the Awa thing, the deeper it's getting, is also losing me, because is Awa a being or a spirit? I'm confused. I don't know. And like, that's the thing. I'm just overly confused with Kiri's character. So there's that. I also, it's really the clone thing that just like, clone, like, I don't know, like her being a clone, I don't know, like that one really, I don't know, I'm sorry, I don't know, but like I forgot what Sigourney Weaver's character's name was in the first episode, but like putting her on this pedestal in another species planet. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and then that's how, to jump to the end of the film, I did not enjoy the end of this film too much at all, really, because the praising of Spider does feel really, really off to me. Because, okay, like, I get it, and I vibe with Spider being able to breathe the Na'vi air. Him growing Kuru, I also vibe with that plot line of the story, because I think the way that I would love to see it go in the third movie is that this is extremely dangerous. And I think Jake Sully had the right idea. Like, yo, this dude needs to die. This dude needs to die, because this is extremely dangerous, because if humans find out that they can do this and that this can be replicated, they will destroy this entire planet in a heartbeat and just keep replicating this. Like, that's what humans will do. So, like, Jake Sully had the right idea, being like, we need to off him. We need to kill him. I was low-key pissed that he didn't kill him, because, like, yeah, like, you actually really do. He's actually really dangerous. So, I now really enjoy the concept of Spider in that context of, like, this is a big plot point, and this could get really dangerous and really bad for the entire planet. Why are we like, I don't know, like him being, he goes into the spirit world at the end, and then Kiri's like, come on, monkey boy. I also really, I hate when she calls him monkey boy, because I don't know about that one. I don't know. And then when like they bring him in, and then it's just all of the Na'vi people like with their hand on, and like they're like, you are one of us. But he's not. But he's not. Like, I get it. He was raised by y'all, and he's connected to y'all, and he feels like y'all. But it feels like an injustice and a disservice to the entire Na'vi people, who A, had this entire culture built, and also B, are being colonized by the people that look like Spider. Like, it would not be wrong for the Na'vi people to be like, dude, like, no, not really. Like, we're not going to kill you, and we accept you, but you're not one of us, because he's not. Like, he's not one of them. And it just felt like a little bit of a weird gentrification thing going on. Like, it felt like Spider gentrified the spirit world. Like, it felt like the spirit world was like Bushwick and Williamsburg, and Spider was like a hippie artist with generational wealth that like kind of got everything handed to him, and then just started buying up property in Bushwick and was like, oh, like, yeah, this is so cool. Like, they're really accepting to me here. Like, yes, yeah, I'm just one of them. I'm just one of the people. I'm just like so low key with it. Like, it's just, wow. That's kind of the vibe that I got from the end of the film, when it's just like the zoom out and it's all of these blue creatures, and then it's just like this white boy in the center. And I don't even think it has to do with Spider being white, like the actor himself being white. Like, it's just like this human. Like, why are we centering? It was literally like centering him. But it's like, he's not the center. He like is not the center of this at all, unless what they're setting it up to do in the final like finale of this all is to be like, oh, I am Spider and I could breathe their air and I have Kuru, but I'm also human and let's be unified. If that's how it's like being set up, I don't really rock with that, because I don't think that's how like unity would work. I really don't think that that would like promote unity. You know what I'm saying? So that was my issue with that. My other issue with Kiri and Spider, are they not cousins? Listen, I know they're not blood related. I know that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know that there's like actually no relation there, but he was adopted by Jake Sully and Neytiri. So was Kiri, right? It's giving like ABC The Fosters vibes, and I got very much like Brandon and Callie energy from this, where it's like, oh, like you're my foster brother, but we're not related, so let's make out. Kiri and Spider kissing low-key like just like shook me to my core, because I genuinely was looking at them as brother and sister. Like, I thought she was nice to him, and I thought it was giving brother. It was giving brother, and it should be, because Kiri literally calls Jake Sully dad. So does Spider. When Jake Sully is about to kill Spider, he goes, dad, no, dad, please. So y'all both call the same man dad, but y'all kissed? So y'all brother and sister, but y'all kiss? I don't know. That vibe felt a little off to me, and also felt forced when we already have like a cool romance, a cool teen romance thing going with Loak and Saraya. And I think they vibe, and they're not anyway closely related at all. So I felt like that would have been a cool romance if you wanted to go that way. I don't think I really would resonate with a romance between Kiri and Spider. I don't think I really would, to be fair, because I just really do see them as cousins. Like, beyond the fact that y'all were raised together, and that, like, I don't know, that, like, Kiri, your brother calls him brother, but, like, I guess not in the way that you're calling him brother, because it feels like Loak's calling Spider brother and, like, really means brother. He really means, like, that's my brother. But you're saying brother as in, like, you know, like, when girls have a boy best friend and they're like, oh, no, that's my brother. But then they're hooking up. Why does nobody check to see if the Colonel is actually dead? This movie felt like it was, like, a lot of the plot devices were, like, those kind of annoying plot devices where it's like, okay, like, the fact that Neytiri didn't get to kill the Colonel, and that instead the Colonel ambiguously fell into a ball of fire, and then it's assumed that he died. Stop assuming that he died. You assumed in the second movie, and then you literally said, I thought he killed you. Jake Sully, you literally said, I thought we killed you. You didn't. So I would make damn sure that if I think he's dead, I'm going to make sure that I check. I'm going to make sure that I check and, like, ensure that he's dead. And I know that towards, like, the end of this film, like, their relationship was a little bit ambiguous as well. Like, they were kind of, I was like, oh, is this giving lovers? Like, I don't know. Where Jake was kind of like, you know, maybe let's not kill him, which honestly I'm kind of fine with. I think that the story arc and, like, the development of the Colonel is interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if I'm necessarily, like, can be like, oh, I'm team Colonel, because, like, he is committing a genocide, but I can get behind character development and change, and I feel like I'm kind of, like, seeing that in his character. But I don't know, that part was just, like, a little bit like, okay, so we saw him fall, and then, like, everybody looked sad, Spider looked sad, but it was just like, I know this isn't the end. And that was the part that kind of pissed me off. I was like, okay, but he's not dead. He's not dead. Like, he's not dead. Like, that's not, like, a death. You know what I'm saying? Like, for a character like that, for, like, a character of, like, that much importance, he would have a much longer death than that. His death would definitely be on screen. It would definitely be on camera. It would be, like, 10 minutes long, and it would be, like, an important plot point. So he's going to be coming back. He's going to be coming back, and I'm going to be a little bit pissed off, because I don't like when we're like, oh, he died, and then they're back. You know what I'm saying? I just don't like that. Then just, like, don't kill him. Let him run away. Like, the way that Varang ran away at the end of the film, she was like, bye. I like that because now we know that she's going to come back. Like, we know there's possibility for her to come back. And it wasn't like an ambiguous, like, oh, did he die? Did he not? Because I know, because the actor is going to come back. So like, I know he didn't die. Anyways. And I think final thing that I have to say about the movie is that it did feel like a repeat of Way of the Water. And I saw other people like make reviews on this and they were like, well, yeah, well, like that's the point. But I don't know if that's necessarily like the best justification, because even if that was the point, it's not, to me, it wasn't an enjoyable experience, because I felt like throughout the entire movie, I was like, I've seen this film before. Like, I've seen this film before. Like, it genuinely felt like the same exact plot devices and plot structures, where it's like we start off and then like a new, like, you know, villainous thing is introduced, the kids get kidnapped. Like, it's literally was the same thing. Like in Way of the Water, the kids get kidnapped by Quaritch, and then it's like that whole vibe, and then, you know, it flows, and then it's like kidnapping, not kidnapping, not kidnapping, not. And then in this one, it's like, okay, we introduce Varang, and then it's like, oh my god, the kids get kidnapped by Varang, and then it's like, okay, but then they're released, and it's kidnapping, not kidnapping, not kidnapping, not. And then it's like this back and forth between Spider, Courage, and Jake Sully, and it's like, okay, father, not, father, not, father, not. It's the same tug and pull, like the exact same tug and pull that we had in the second movie. And maybe it was developed a little bit deeper. Maybe we went a little bit deeper with it, but it didn't feel like it was enough depth or change to it that made it felt much different than what we saw in the second film. I think the main change that I felt throughout this second film was actually Neytiri's character. And I was really interested in Neytiri's character this movie because I loved seeing her anger. And honestly, guys, walk with me. Neytiri feels like the only sane one there right now at this moment, because I too would be really pissed off if an entire species of these tiny little small short things came to my planet and started burning shit down, started colonizing it, ruining the culture, just taking stuff, and then figured out how to hijack my body so that they could breathe my air and have my strength and have my, like, you know, capabilities to hijack my body, to then use that body to then continue colonizing my planet. And then also my husband, who was once human, has adopted this human boy that is trying to assimilate to my culture, but he's not human. But he's not my species. Like, he's Navi. Like, I too would be extremely pissed, and I too would be like, I hate these humans, like, absolutely. And I feel like everybody was trying to gaslight her. Like, her own kids were trying to gaslight her, her husband was trying to gaslight her, which I feel like is kind of crazy, because she's the only like fully Navi person in this family. Like, y'all are all like half-breeds, okay? And Jake Sully, you were human. You're human. You're fully human. So it's like, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like she was just getting gaslit. Like, it felt like gaslighting the victims of colonization, which was really odd. And then also, it felt like she was the only Navi that was hella angry. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one else feels angry. And maybe that's just how maybe I'm projecting, right? Maybe this is how I would react to, like, maybe this is how I would react to colonization, and this is how I do react to colonization. I'm enraged. I'm enraged when one entity and one group of people decides that they have ownership or right to just murder and slaughter people for the sake of taking land because they decided that they want it more. Like, I am enraged. I'm outraged, and it makes my blood boil. So it feels like Neytiri is the only one that has her blood boiling, when I would be like, y'all, stand the frick up. Like, why? Like, whoa, stand up. Why are we being so passive? And again, like, it's not to say, like, because they are the victims in this situation, and like, like, there's no right or wrong way to be a victim, right? But it just feels like Neytiri is the only representation of an entity that is being colonized and like is feeling that rage. And I do wish that we got more of that. And I wish that we allowed her to lean into that more instead of like making her be like, Spider, I see you. I don't. And you don't have to. Like, Neytiri, you don't have to. You don't have to see him. You don't have to like him. Like, he is literally the physical embodiment of the people that have slaughtered your people. It is okay to have resentment and to have pain and to have anger when you think of him and when you see him, you know, kind of entering into your family. Like, it is okay to have outrage with this. Like, he is a child at the end of the day, so maybe killing him would be a little bit unethical, but you don't need to necessarily accept him. Like, that's just was the part that I was a little bit icky about. It felt like a film of telling victims of colonization to accept their colonizers. Like, oh, but there are sometimes nice colonizers. And I'm like, I don't know. That one was a little bit off to me. But yes, just felt like a bit of a repetition. And I also do feel like the length was a little bit drawn out. I think there were moments where we were kind of mainly doing things for vibes. Like Loak's whole side quest to go find, what was his brother Tolkuen's name? I forgot what his brother Tolkuen's name was. But like that whole vibe of him doing the side quest to see that, like, I feel like there were moments throughout this movie where it was just so that we could see cool things happening. But I already saw cool things happening in Way of the Water. And that's where I kind of got that fix out of like seeing the kids ride the Tolkuen and seeing the like cool moments and the cool water scenes. Like, I got all of that in Way of the Water. I didn't really resonate with seeing that same vibe again, like seeing them ride them again and like all of that. I didn't really vibe with that. And also, like, the battles themselves did feel very similar. It's like, okay, like, the humans are doing something, and then it's like, okay, well, we gotta fight, and then it's like, you know what I'm saying? It just felt very similar. And I do feel like there were a lot of climaxes in this film, moments where I felt like the film could have ended, right? Like, especially when Neytiri rescues Jake Sully, and they're, like, flying off into the night, and then I'm like, wait, shit, like, we still got an hour left. And it wasn't like in a good way. It wasn't like, oh, we got an hour left. It's like, oh, we got an hour left. So we probably have like a whole nother battle to go through. And like, what did we go through? We went through like, okay, they attacked the water tribe. Jake Sully surrendered. And then Jake Sully, and then they fight at like the human base. And then they leave. And then the big Tolkuen fight. And then that's the fight. Like, it was just like a lot of, you get, like, I'm just like, it was a lot of climaxes and a lot of different fights happening to where I was just losing myself in it, but not in like a good way. I was just losing myself in like, where is the thread? Like, where are we going with this? Like, what's the point? Like, what, like, it just felt like a lot of it was like, what's the point? Like, what was the point of including this, and why did I need to see this? Like, in specific moments, right? In specific moments, I was like, why did I need that? Why did I need that? Why did I need that? It's still just like a really beautifully like created, and like the graphics and effects and all of that is just like still super cool. It's like really cool vibe wise. I think the plot just really lost me in this one, and I'm like losing sight of like the initial joy and like reason that I really connected with the original Avatar film. Oh, that was the last thing that I wanted to say. I feel like it comes to a point when, and I don't know if this is just the state of the world that we're in general, but when I keep getting seeing and we keep writing these films about colonization and discrimination and injustice and all of these things that like we know to be true and know to be happening, and then it's like we just keep getting the film, and like I'm just sat there and I'm like, but nobody's hearing it. Like, it just feels like I'm, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like I'm the only one that's hearing it, or, like, there's only a few people hearing it, because, so if, like, we're making these films, and Avatar Fire and Ash is making millions upon millions of dollars, and billions of people are watching it, are y'all, like, just watching it with your ears closed? Are y'all watching it blind? Because, like, it's not fiction. Like, it's literally not fiction. It's based off of real events. I think that's where like the anger came in with the whole Neytiri thing, because it's like, but why are we being nice? Why are we being nice? And then that's when it felt like it was kind of like trying to like make it like palatable and make it like a palate cleanser. But it's like, I don't know. And I know that it's a PG-13 film, obviously. Like, I know it's PG-13. Like, we can't go full throttle. But I think I just didn't resonate with seeing these real experiences. Especially, it's like, it hits so hard when we're like, literally like, it just hits so hard. And then to see like, I don't know, like a palatable reaction to it. Like, it kind of just felt like a white savior complex, watered down, we all just need to love each other at the end of the day reaction to being colonized, which is normally what feels like is the reaction that we read about in history books and all of this stuff. It's kind of like the we praise Martin Luther King but not Malcolm X type of thing of it all. And I'm a little bit tired of that. I'm a little bit tired of like kind of seeing people use and profit off of stories of colonization, but like not having a nuanced take that like people are pissed. People are pissed. And they're not going to be this perfect victim that's going to, like, love thy neighbor. They might get pissed the frick off and blow up the entire human base. And you know what? If that was the film, 15 minutes, Neytiri just decided to drop a big bloop on the entire human base and end it all, I would not be opposed at all. At all. At all. I would rate it 5 stars. I would rate it 5 stars. Just vote. Just vote. Just vote. Just vote. Like, let me know if you like kind of are getting where, like, are you seeing where I'm coming from? It just feels like we're 3 movies in, right? And I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, so what are we gonna do about it? Like, what are we gonna do about it? Like, is this just gonna be another film that shows me like, okay, people get colonized and actually like we're just gonna let it happen and we're just gonna watch it happen? Or is this gonna be a movie where I'm like, maybe I get some hope core and I see like the humans just get expelled to space? Like, I don't know, but it's just like hard seeing the same things over and over and over and like the same story over. That's just like so real, and it's just like, but there's no fix, and it's like no one's listening. Like no one's listening. Are you going? Are half the people, half of the millions of people that are going to see this movie just going to the movie and then like closing their ears? They just close their ears and they're not like seeing the similarities to like how this is literally like a reflection of our entire world. So yeah. Not to end it on a bad note like that. To end it on a good note, love Walk 'Em Down Jake Sully. Love that man. Yeah, so that was my rating. I don't know if you know that, like, when you go to see the film, like, there's a 6-minute prologue for The Odyssey, which is the new Christopher Nolan movie coming out in 2026. There's, like, a prologue for that film in the trailers. So I was planning to go to the movies, like, 10 minutes early. It was fine. Like, my mom was a little bit late, so we ended up going in right at 1:30 when it was time to see the movie. I get to the IMAX screening. Of course, I go to AMC Lincoln Square 13, right? I get to the IMAX room and there's a line. This is rare. This is like actually never happened to me before. And I've been to the movies at all different times. And also like I've showed up at different times. Like I've shown up to the theater 10 minutes before. I've shown up to the theater like right before the movie's going to start. There's never been a line. So I was like, this is fishy. Like this is weird. I was saying to my mom, she was like, oh baby, they're checking bags. I was like, fuck. Cause I was sneaking in bagels. So we get to the front and first of all, I realized that, immediately I realized that this was 3D IMAX, and then that low-key pissed me off because I didn't wear my contacts because I thought I just purchased an IMAX ticket, not realizing that like at Lincoln Square there was actually no option to not see the movie not in 3D. I hate 3D. I really hate 3D because I just feel like it's not very inclusive to people that wear glasses. It is extremely uncomfortable. It is really, really uncomfortable, guys. Can we make like an updated 3D glasses where it's like inclusive to people that wear glasses, or just make it like I don't know. It is my fault for not reading properly. I just like read IMAX and bought it because I could have worn my contacts and then like that would have been better. But like think about people that don't have contacts and then they just have to like spend the entire movie with like an uncomfortable viewing experience. Anyways, so get to the front, see that it's 3D, and I'm like, ah, shit. But then beyond that, like the guy that's handing out the glasses and scanning the tickets is having like full blown 30-second long conversations with like everybody walking in. He's like, are you excited to go see the James Cameron, like in the way that he intended? And I loved his enthusiasm. I really did. He was such a joyful spirit, and I hope his spirit never dims because it was beautiful. But it did piss me off because I stood on the line for 10 minutes and then I missed like the beginning of the Odyssey prologue because I stood on the line for 10 minutes. And that was just all I had to say. But I did see it and I did enjoy the part of the prologue that I saw. So I'll probably just go online and try to watch the full thing. Anyways, so yeah, that was my review. Let me know what I don't know. Let me know. I think my next review coming up is going to be on Heated Rivalry. Yes. What a 360. What a switch up. Definitely a switch up. We went from PG-13 Avatar to Heated Rivalry. Right. So I'm looking forward to that one. Hope you're looking forward to that one too. I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.